he was completely sure it was going to chip out. Obviously it didn't, but he's just like, I got enough of a life lead. I got this.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, corner. Look at that corner carry. Beautiful.
Oh, counter hit. There it is.
Tough City in effect.
I don't even. Yeah. There was a time where I felt strange if somebody did a combo that I didn't know. And Smug has, basically single-handedly ended that, where I'm just like, he did some stuff. Oh, that stuff was different than the other stuff.
You know, I've always been impressed because obviously Third Strike's juggle system much more lenient.
Yeah.
But I've been really impressed that they were able to create a version of Dudley here with these fun, fancy combos like that with the Street Fighter 4 system, you know?
Yes.
It's really interesting.
All carefully created. They kept it loose and fun stuff shook out. You put great players in front of an interesting open system. Good stuff happens. Good stuff happens.
I'm trying to give you guys more credit here.
Well, let's see what Nacer can do. And
But
so
with Gouken
the answer is Gouken.
Yeah, but Smug also plays a very strong Gouken in New York all the time.
I've seen that once in a while, and yeah, I think the counter might be the hope of I'm getting too much pressure. We'll see. And obviously the fireball pressure is viable, at least with Gouken against Dudley.
But you also, I mean, the thing is you still have to know which counter to use, and a 50-50 game where you get counter damage versus you die against Dudley is not exactly a great situation.
Gouken, right.
You knew that was coming.
Gouken is not, as far as like easy answer counter characters, he ain't it, right? Like you got to put in work with Gouken. He's got a lot of interesting tactics, but he doesn't get a lot for free.
I just love the buttons that Smug uses in neutral.
Yeah, he's owning that space, just letting him walk into that forward over and over again.
I mean, I tried playing Dudley a couple of times, and you feel like his moves have no range.
Yeah.
Then you watch Smug play, and like he just lands all these buttons constantly, and it's just such a strong sign of how good his fundamentals are. Oh, wow. Predicted the forward dash.
Oh, he's got him. Oh, just a little too far for follow-up jabs. What?
Ooh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that's not, overall, that's not a great look.
I really like that from Smug. He used that he left his own combo on the table to get the back throw for the corner, which was really smart.
Nacer's got some interesting ideas here, but it hasn't. Yeah, well,
didn't.
The game is over.
Not just hasn't, it didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't pan out.
I like some of the ideas, but yeah, Smug so dominant, so strong. I like it's a little hint of anger in the face. Maybe he had a bad run of luck at matches outside the tournament or something, and now it's a little something to prove.
Well,
we'll see.
I know he just managed to get here today. He was unable to make it here yesterday.
Okay, so yeah, tired, long trip.
Yeah.
You're angry at the airline. He's just imagining like a United logo over his opponent's face or whatever. Shout outs to airlines that bring us places.
Always glad to see him out here, though. Smug, one of those players that I just feel like he's so strong. He's been so dominating on the East Coast where he plays, but, you know, seeing him at this event, and he's traveling a lot more. Not only that, he has been invited to the Topanga World League. He's the only
pretty cool honor.
Yeah, he's the only U.S. player making it out there, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing, and the more he travels, the more he gets around like this, he will be pretty much one of the most dominant Street Fighter players for years to come.
I think he's got a bright future ahead of him if he's able to roll with the changes. We'll see if he's able to make some shifts between games as well. That'll be an interesting challenge.
That's true.
Street Fighter or any competitive game, but fighting games especially have interesting ebbs and flows as people move across games from one to the next, and there may be some critical element of success that doesn't make it across to the next game. But I'll be certainly excited to watch him play, and I'm sure he'll be up to interesting things.
I mean, that's the interesting part, too. I mean, that's why I keep bringing it up, because a lot of people are like, well, obviously he gets by because he's using Dudley, and Dudley has all these, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's just honestly...
Dudley, the character that nobody at all ever cared about at all
exactly.
before he did what he did, yeah.
Yeah, he's the one who made Dudley look that scary, and that's because even without Dudley, he's a great player.
Yeah.
And he will, I mean...
You don't watch him zone people out and like have him run into his normals 8-10 times in a single game.
Exactly.
Without being a great player.
Exactly.
That's not a character thing. That is a that is what's in my mind thing.
Absolutely. So I don't think... I personally believe that he can be good at any fighting game that he chooses. So like you said, it'll be interesting once like Street Fighter V comes out and all these things. So.
Speaking of interesting, obviously Rufus not considered one of the most fresh, or a character we don't see a lot of, but I really like the way Brett is cool as plays Rufus. He's got some interesting ideas. It's been fun to me to watch some of the second generation Rufuses think about things differently, and obviously DJ, not a character you get to see every day.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Brent is, you know what we were talking about BJ Unchained, how he was kind of the strong player. Now he's getting to the point where he's a threat to take tournaments. Brent has kind of gotten through to that point now. He is a threat at most tournaments.
I agree. I see not just good execution and decision making, but actual creative play.
Yeah.
Smart adaptation.
Yep. And you know, honestly, one of the main reasons why he has that benefit is because he has a really good crew of players with him.
For sure, yeah. They help drive him up there. PJ seemed like he had a few things going there with DJ, but as sometimes happens with DJ, that momentum melts quickly. Nice check with the standing jab there.
Yeah. That's the tricky part, though, is a lot of times players will have a great start, and they start feeling good. They start feeling like, I got this under control. And then when the opponent breaks through it, you panic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't ever want to feel comfortable like, I've got this. I think I've had this under control.
Good blocking here. Yeah. Let's see. Using that jumping short. So many active frames. Good block again.
Yeah.
PJ weathering the storm here. Oh. And yeah.
Just as you say that.
We should have a word for that.
Oh, nice. Using that meter to get some extra damage.
Very smart decision. And finds the dizzy. Wow.
Woo. And again, that's 2 rounds in a row where PJ looked pretty good at the start. And like you said, his defense was super solid in the corner for that good chunk of time.
Yeah.
But then Brent just found his way in there.
It's a combination of that, and then, you know, DJ just holding his ground is not enough in terms of trying to generate big kind of damage and the opportunities he does find, because it's a lot of stray hits that he lands and, you know, counters to jumping over Fireball.
Definitely not the defensive powerhouse he was in Super Turbo.
Yeah, not quite. It's and the game is different. So yeah, it's
all right.
We'll figure it out.
Nice.
Oh, good trade.
Brent trying to figure out way to get in here, but PJ doing a good job here with the defense.
Yeah, and these windows in which PJ has sort of survived and prospered have grown longer each game or each round.
Yeah.
And now he's in the threat of actually winning a match. Nice. I like the empty jump.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Neutral jump roundhouse. It's gonna take it.
Good stuff. So it's sort of extended every time, even though he got beat that first game. Let's see what he can do now in game 2.
Love the air-to-air from PJ.
Yeah, and that's the thing. DJ is like got to be an equal. You got to have a real mix of tactics to make his distance control game with the max outs effective. You can't just stay on the ground.
Okay, countering that focus.
Wow, got in there, and he landed with super.
Nice.
A lot of scaling, but still healthy damage off that super. And now he's feeling himself a little bit. And Brett, 1 hit away. Oh, he changed the timing of the dive kick.
Yep, and here comes Rufus.
Oh, he just wants out. Smart.
Nice escape from PJ.
He wants to find the max out room. Oh, he caught him just as he relinquished his down charge. Oh, he baited it out.
And
this is gonna be a bad one.
Yeah, meterless landing of Ultra. So now he still has all that resource. Oh, nice.
And that is just, safe jumps need not apply.
Yeah.
Good stuff to PJ.
I like it.
I like also the commitment. My nickname is going to be based directly on the character. Like, hey, I'm committed, man. going all the way. Me and this guy.
We saw Alex Myers earlier lose on stream, and I just talked about how much Brent has been, has stepped up his game. But again, nobody is safe, as we saw with like Punko earlier.
Oh yeah, that was a very close match.
Yeah.
Against a player that most people would not have expected that from.
All right, this looks more like one of those Brent rounds.
Yeah, and Rufus can do this, especially before. So DJ has just now gotten his first meter, which enables a potential answer to some of that kind of pressure. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, no, it's too hard to sustain that. That's one of DJ's other real difficulties is, as with a lot of the charge characters in the game, it's difficult to mount comebacks.
Right.
Balrog being an exception, but yeah, they may have improved control over the course of the match, but if they get behind by 40% is usually my margin. It's real hard to make a big full run back.
Yeah, but it's like you said, Rufus will get rounds like that, so DJ just really needs to kind of settle down a little bit, and he's doing decent. Oh no, got him with the dive kick. Is he going to use the super? Nope. Save it.
Brett feels confident, and that's going to do it now.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, some good stuff definitely from PJ, but tough to hang with Rufus especially. It's a lot of options in the air. And Brett, as we mentioned, I think both of us agree he's really elevated his game, brought it to a new place, and hopefully he can stick with that and, yeah, show us some more going down.
All right. Looks like coming up next, we're going to have, oh, wow.
What? Somebody set this up.
Yeah, I know, right? I guess these two we're in the same pool, but yeah, we're definitely going to get two of the strongest guy players in the country going up against each other here. This is
some bracket crafting guy hater has put this all together. I'm really happy to see Guy. He's a character I enjoy watching. He's a character I'm abysmal with. One of my very worst characters in like every version he appears in. I'm terrible. Like there's never been like a time where I was like, I finally understand Guy, or I'm finally good at this. But I really love watching the character, and so a chance to see Mark is always happy news for me. And then G-Dragon, who put on such a cool round before, and now he's going to be up against Mark.
But it's really interesting because even though they use the same character, you mentioned this with G-Dragon style, it's a little different. It's a very
different, yeah,
distinct clash of styles. Mark Teddy is very aggressive and emotional. Like he just swings with the claws at you. And then G-Dragon really measuring, very scientific, like you said, kind of gathers the distance.
And I'll be interested to see if you can even pull off that kind of gameplay against another guy.
That's always the worst part about mirror matches, is anytime you walk in a range where you can hit him with standing strong, he can hit you with standing strong. So let's see how this plays out. Wow, they even go with the same alternate costume. Mark Teddy in the purple, G-Dragon in the red, white, and blue.
So far it seems like they're playing the kind of game that G-Dragon seems most comfortable playing, but we'll see.
All right, Mark Teddy gets in there.
And again, yeah, as you said, this is blow-up time. Like, I mean, this is... You're making a lot of guesses in a very short space.
Well, one thing that you have to be aware of Mark Teddy, he's gotten away with this twice already. Mark Teddy likes to hit low short. Oh, there we go. He gets the trade off of that, so there you go.
Oh, again! Bold stuff from G-Dragon. Good tech from Mark.
Oh, he gets out!
Mark does love that cross-up. And that Ultra is going to even things up.
Well, what's the mix-up here? Oh, no! Yeah, that was unfortunate.
And if there's anyone who knows the sadness of that reversal, it is Mark, and exploiting it to claim round one.
Seeing if he could just bait him out into doing something, it looked like.
And again, Mark is in the purple for those of you not able to keep the action. G-Dragon in the white.
All right, getting in there with that slide. Just missed the low short and a stand strong combo, but it's okay. Spends a lot of meter there. Here comes G-Dragon. Kind of cute little dance there, back and forth.
Seeing if Mark would overcommit. He didn't, but G-Dragon still finds the dizzy after a long series. That complicated combo, yeah.
But is it even going to kill? I'm not.
After that, wow.
Okay, not quite.
That's depressing, but yeah, he still gets it done.
Yeah, he knew Mark Teddy wasn't going to waste meter on the EX spin kick, so he knew he could just go for that chip. All right, so 1-1.
Mark now trying the neutral jump. Again, with Guy's massive jump, very difficult.
And unfortunately, an execution error for G-Dragon caused him to run. This might be stun here.
Yeah, that's...
Not quite.
Wow, not. Yeah,
Oh,
there it is, finally. Yeah, G-Dragon again paying the biggest possible price for the slight willingness to go reversal. We saw him pull Mark out of the air a couple of times with smart reversals in the open screen, but in the corner, it's especially disappointing.
And I did like that. You know, Mark is a kind of a player who, in the past, has gone for style combos at the end of rounds and suffered for it, but he went for the basics there and then just took the victory. Ooh, okay, good punish on that whip throw.
And now switches their position.
That's interesting because that's the sequence that we've been seeing G-Dragon use a lot. That stand strong, stand fierce.
Mark corners himself just so he can set that up. And then goes to a reset because he thought it might kill. It was very close. Super smart round from Mark Teddy.
Yeah, very effective. He just whiff punished with that stand strong, stand fierce target combo constantly. Turning a weapon that we saw G-Dragon use so well, almost kind of against him.
Very impressive stuff. And then G-Dragon again calling his bluff, thinking he was going to go to the other side. He never did. Mark lands a free combo.
Yeah, close to stun again.
Yep, and finds him low. Oh, a drop, but not that important given the damage scaling.
Oh, again G-Dragon with a failure to run stop. That's the second time that that's happened, and that's all that Mark Teddy needs to take advantage of to take the victory over G-Dragon. So again, I want to give a shout out to everybody at home tuning in to NorCal Regionals, part of the Capcom Pro Tour. This is a premier event. So as you mentioned earlier, the winner will qualify immediately into Capcom Cup.
You can phone it in and end up last in every other tournament. You're still going to the Cap Cup.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, this is the thing, right? A lot of players want to win these early tournaments because it just takes away all that stress, you know? I mean...
Well, it's true, and that can mentally sort of build up over the course of a season, so...
Oh, we didn't see that more than what happened to Gamerby, unfortunately, last year.
Yeah.
How he kept trying to get in there, and every event, he just got more and more stressful, and it just... You saw it catch up to him by the time it got to DreamHack.
Very, very tough. But yeah, we are here at NorCal Regionals 2015. Capcom Pro Tour. I'm joined by James Chen. My name is Seth Killian, and we are about to see our next match. We're in the pools action of Street Fighter.
I got to imagine this is a winners finals match here. This is oh, actually, no. I don't know if this is because I believe Bonchan is in this bracket as well. So I don't know how far along this is. But this is Chris T going up against BJ Unchained, two players who have played each other a lot down in Southern California.
A tale of North and South, truly. Chris, one of SoCal's most notable players, great Ken, and trained with BJ, and then BJ returned to NorCal. So now here at NorCal Regionals, the rivalry can be reborn in these two, who have a special knowledge about each other. Chris, a very dynamic player. Both players, you know, young guys, some fresh attitudes towards the game. They like to get in your face. They like to mix you up. Put together complicated sequences. Chris has been working on his neutral game a lot, and I think has shown some dividends. Also, obviously, he sees the success of Momochi playing a character he considers his own, and you know sees a path towards bigger things.
Yeah, I remember he told me the story that his drive to learn better fundamentals in footsies came from a session in which he played John Choi.
Yeah.
And John Choi beat him with just like low forward fireball and uppercut. And he was completely, you know...
flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you see his solid fundamentals on display here so far. And now BJ getting him to run into a few long-distance pokes. There it is. That's been the story of BJ's comeback here so far.
Ken is always a danger, though.
Gets over, and that's the risk of Cody's anti-air by sticking to normals. Could be exploited with the changing arc of the air hurricane kick.
Okay, just like that. Look at this.
Why?
Yeah, he's right in there now.
No follow-up, and still no death. Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty smart, because even if he had blocked that step kick,
Yeah.
fierce uppercut right afterwards, not much Cody could do. Maybe an EX bingo, I don't know. But we'll never know, because he just got hit by the step kick. So you saw right there, BJ and Chain with a pretty solid lead, but Chris able to make the comeback. Nice block.
Little drop, but still both in good position. And just a solid game of footsies.
Ooh,
BJ, yeah.
Yeah, he could have let that focus rock.
Here comes the pressure towards the Strongs. Chris backs him off a little bit, but needs to create an opportunity of his own. And his limbs just a little short. Wow.
Ooh.
Big distance throw. Smart. Oh, little stutter step. BJ drops, but then closes it out. And a solid round 2 to BJ, who looked strong. Or I mean, Christ? Wow, I'm reading the screen now. Chris Tartarian. I'm not going to apologize for that. That's really looks like it says Christ, but it's not. It's Chris T. He's a Southern California Armenian, part of the Sigma Chi fraternity, and a Super Arcade player.
I would love. Oh,
wow,
just
getting explosive on him. Oh, okay. BJ finds the opportunity. No, too obvious. Ooh.
Not quite a crumple, yeah.
Checks him with the shorts.
Oh, he tried.
He's
he went
looking
for it that
yeah.
time, yeah.
Again, gets him to run into the foot. BJ still in this.
Here we go.
He
Crumple
finds
time.
it.
Is this going to be enough to kill? It's going to come very close.
Very, very close. And this is. Oh,
okay.
no.
But very much in danger.
Block string setups,
yeah,
yes.
See, there it is.
That EX rock throw leaves him at great frame advantage afterwards to be able to follow up and close it out with chip. And he's able to throw that from a distance where EX Dragon Punch, which usually lets you escape chip damage situations, is no good. Wow. The SoCal support crew filing in.
I really want to see someone in the audience now with a sign that says, "We believe in Chris T." I think that would work really well.
Good pressure.
Yeah, but BJ, like you said, has been really getting away with a lot of those stand roundhouses, getting Chris to walk in, and he's added the focus to his game now,
yeah.
so Chris has to be really careful.
Those are the elements of this. The step, wow, look at the arc on that with Ken. That was done so low to the ground. It's the step kick, the low roundhouse for Ken. Oh, catches him. The focus attack, the stand roundhouse for Cody.
I mean, it looks like Chris is just trying to tell BJ, I'm not going to be phased by your focus, but then BJ's responding with, all right, fine, I'll just keep focusing.
I would like to see a couple maybe EX fireballs or something from Chris to shake up this middle game right here.
Yeah.
Because BJ has not been going for jump ins whatsoever. So I feel like there's more of an opportunity. Now he's threatening that chip damage. Oh,
okay.
Fancy.
Now gotta be careful of those rocks now. One more rock will do it.
BJ wants to get this done with chip, or at least threaten like he is. The knife back in his hand. Will he throw it? Oh, he tries. Yeah, he tried to slide through.
Didn't quite get it. Oh!
Crouching Fierce. Very clever stuff. Completely new move when he's holding the knife.
Okay.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, he tried to counter the focus. He had a new plan for it.
Succeeded, and he got in there again and disrespects him with the throw attempt. Much safer against Cody's wake-up options.
Ooh.
Great completion there from Chris. Searching. Oh, finds the focus.
A little over-aggressive there.
Side switch, and Chris just waking up with the jabs.
Nice forward dash. Gets him out of that mix-up situation.
These guys are going toe-to-toe. BJ bringing it back. Put him in danger. Just wants the chip. Whoa.
Oh, good block.
Predicting the fireball. Oh, and Chris T claiming the next round. And it is still match point BJ unchained. Wow, what a counter poke at distance with short. Cool stuff. Wow, BJ feeling himself a little bit here in what could be the final round if Chris cannot bring it back.
Nice, that same low short there, beating out Ken's low forward.
And now the fireballs, but again from full screen. And BJ just getting the best of these exchanges in terms of initiative. Wow, again. hitting that reaction volume box. The back end of Ken's low forward poke. Wow.
Nice. Just gets in with crack kick throw.
And will he try and style and give Ken an opportunity?
Oh, he's going to get it. BJ Unchained is going to move on in winner's bracket.
Counter hit Crouching Fierce, which combos into another Crouching Fierce. Cody, of course, being a member of the Disgusting Club, like with Sakura, of these 4-frame Crouching Fierces. I don't know who okayed that, but seemed like a good idea at the time.
And there it is. BJ's going to advance forward. Like I said, not sure how that pool is playing out because I believe Bonchan is also in that pool. I suspect that we'll probably see Bonchan maybe go up against BJ Unchained soon, but first he's going to be going up against Crash.
Here we go.
Bonchan, of course, easily best Sagat in the world, on the planet. Very frequent training partner with Daigo Umehara.
Yeah, these guys go back a long ways. Daigo's a big believer in him and his fundamentals. I think Bonchan has had... I've actually seen this guy play better in casuals. For years, I've seen him play better in casuals. I've seen him play in Japanese arcades. And I watched the level of his play there, frankly, exceed what I saw him do in sort of more formal tournaments. And it always made me sad. I could see what Daigo saw in him as a player and why he had such a high opinion of Bonchan. And I think now he's finally starting to crack whatever mentally was holding him back from performing at the same way he's capable of performing now in a tournament setting. So I think that's really exciting news for him. I really look forward to seeing what he does this year.
Yeah, when Daigo first met him, he wasn't a Street Fighter player. And Daigo just pretty much said, you know what, let me teach you this game. Can't have a better teacher than Daigo Umehara. But now Bonchan, one of the premier players, a threat to take Capcom Cup at the end of the year.
More Cody action. Crash hitting a lot of buttons, trying to keep that pressure in and up close. Bonchan holding his distance. Oh, he caught him with the counter hit and completes for the 4-hit combo. Good stuff. And it's been Crash initiating and Bonchan countering everything he's doing so far this game.
Yeah, Bonchan just has this really good ability to read the opponent and have the right counter ready to go.
Crash with an opportunity.
Crash knows that when he dashed forward, that he's been checked a lot with those low jabs and low shorts. So I think he dashed up and just kind of blocked. But Bonchan reacting with a throw instead.
Yeah, and Bonchan, basically Crash is playing as though he is trying to play around fireballs, and Bonchan is not throwing those fireballs until he's completing a combo to counter what Crash is overextended with.
Yeah, it's very rare that you see someone properly punish bad spray because everyone always forgets that move exists. And then sure enough, the first time he pulls it out, Bonchan neutral jumps over and gets huge damage.
And again, yeah, it's like these guys didn't get the memo, or Crash is playing as though Bonchan is throwing a lot of fireballs. Bonchan is throwing no fireballs.
Okay, gotcha. So Bonchan will play BJ Unchained.
We'll have to fight 2 Codys in a row.
Well, if Bonchan wins. If Bonchan wins. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Theoretically. Yeah, I think Crash, to stay in this match, is going to need to make that adjustment. And he's slowing down a little bit here, which is good. Because before he was playing like Sagat was already throwing fireballs, and Sagat had never actually thrown any fireballs and was countering all of his attempts to go around.
It's one of those things. He's basically playing this kind of one-player game.
Yeah.
He said, you know what, this is how I fight Sagat. So let me play him this way. And Bonchan says, oh, you're trying to get through all my fireballs, and I'm not even doing them. So, all right, let's do this. You see walking into tiger knees and such.
Really strong decision-making here from Bonchan. Crash has found a few opportunities, including this one. Let's see what he can make of it. Okay, catches him with the zonk, but no follow-up on the zonk.
Oh, that was... I mean, that looked like that was the proper distance there to get the uppercut to miss. Yeah. But fortunately for Bonchan, traded on that jump attack.
The mysteries of Sagat's uppercut. Oh.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking for another bad spray.
And now he's, because Crash has finally made the adjustment, he's able to go back and throw fireballs again. And thus the street fighting world turns.
So Like I said, the whole key is not to play a one-player game, but here comes Crash, gets the focus.
Oh! I thought he was going to be able to walk or dash under to the other side of Bonchan, but it didn't happen.
Oh, no. Just dashes right into that low jab. Bonchan's going to take it. So, indeed, he is going to go up against BJ Unchained in the winners finals of this bracket. Which means, yeah, Chris is going to probably have to face one of those two if he can make it all the way through losers bracket.
It should be fun to keep track of that one, which you can do. I'm forgetting the URL of the brackets that people can keep up with at home.
Well, I see it. ncr2015.challenge.com.
There we go.
There you go. And of course, now we have XSK Samurai, one of the unsung heroes of Ryu play.
Again, yeah, definitely sort of a student of the old school ways.
I'm not sure. Has he gone on to Evil Ryu like all the other Ryu players have?
We'll find out what he wants to do up against, especially the explosiveness of Punko Seth.
That's right. Yeah, we've got a lot of really good matches coming up. I won't spoil it for you just yet.
The embarrassment of riches continues.
But yeah, XSK Samurai, another one of those players, you know, a lot of the new school players, you feel like they get by a lot on kind of tricks and shenanigans and stuff like that.
Tricks and links and, yeah, one-player kind of stuff.
Right. And XSK Samurai, you know, like I said, Chris T originally was like that, really trying to pick up more fundamentals. Snake Eyes, these kind of players really, really good at learning true footsies, true fundamentals.
Yeah, that's the essence of the game. Very exciting to watch it spread alongside the other knowledge necessary to be world class.
It's funny too, because I was having this conversation with Dacid Bro online, and it's really funny because we call them fundamentals, and they're the hardest things to learn in fighting games. You know,
we put the fundamentals at the back. Fighting games do things their own way. Yeah, Chapter 1. That's the last thing you read.
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, it is true. That's a lot of way that people approach the game. They have these extremely advanced option selects and various kinds of setups, but don't know how to dance around a low forward or
yeah. They see things like that Momochi tech, and everyone's like, well, no wonder he's winning.
Yeah.
And then you don't really realize that he doesn't even use it that often, you know, because he knows if that's all you do, you're not going to win.
He's got a different game plan. I think Punko might have had some sort of issue with the stick, or maybe had the wrong stick, or somebody else's stick. Who knows?
Get a nice close-up here of Punko's exquisite complexion.
Uncomfortable intimacy here at NCR 2015. Wow, I didn't think you could get any closer.
All right, so now
move into the
yeah, exactly right.
I love it. Yeah, this guy has been a ton of fun. I mean, we've seen Punko play for a long time. XSK Samurai is the guy who I feel like is still, he's always right at the verge of the true next level, and is in there, and I think has a pretty solid track record of routinely beating people who are at that next level.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's sort of like the reverse gatekeeper. Like, he's the guy that pulls the top of the top back down and says, like, no.
Yeah.
But I want to see him. I feel like he's got the ability to sort of get right there and be placing at the very top and making runs in top 8, obviously alongside Punko, one of the most dynamic players in the world.
Yep. He's been playing very strong this entire Capcom Pro Tour season.
And I've watched him grow up a little bit. Yeah, well, ever since his blowing up with Daigo and the Evo stage and smashing of didn't really properly smash the Red Bull can, but yeah, he was all over the place. And it's been fun to watch him mature as a player, and I don't say that like he still seems sort of beautifully immature in a lot of ways, and it gets really angry, but his play has definitely leveled up, has gone from a giant sack of tricks to some really fundamental smart decision making, and is sort of more willing to hold back if it's the right time. He doesn't like holding back, but is willing to do it.
Yeah, I mean, his reputation is for being kind of crazy, and now that reputation is slowly basically melting away, because I really feel like he's playing very solid now.
I definitely agree with the solidity. I do feel like his true heart he's happiest playing crazy.
Oh, yeah,
He still likes
sure.
to play. I feel like that reputation is still deserved. He just has another mode he can switch to a little bit, which is really helpful for him.
Yeah, and checking this right now, I've been talking about how solid he's been playing all season long. He is #2 in points right now.
There you go.
Second only to Xian, who has auto-qualified from final
Already,
round.
final round. Great performance.
Yep. So
And yeah, you were correct also that XSK Samurai has made the jump to Evil Ryu. Wow. XSK not challenging that focus attack right in his face.
Oh, wow. Crumple from a far ways off.
And a conservative punish. Didn't want to try and land any combos in case he caught him out of the air.
Right.
But solid stuff here.
Got to watch out for Seth's ability
Oh,
to
very nice.
That's why he's playing Ultra Combo W here. He wants the ability to have both weapons at his disposal. So it's not going to do any damage.
Yeah, it's more flexibility and just not having to put up with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Gives him another opportunity to get back in the fight. Oh!
And he'll probably build up another Ultra during the course of the round.
We'll see.
Oh, okay, not quite a crumple there. Not enough for FADC, but now he got it. And there's the explosive damage of Evil Ryu. And
XSK Samurai looking really solid. I feel like Punko probably benefits at different points from people not playing Seth that much. I have not yet seen a match on screen with him today where the opponent didn't look like they knew exactly what they were doing against Seth. Even if he's prevailed.
Wow, did you just do wake up close strong into Hurricane? That was a challenge.
It's a thing. If it's a thing, it's a thing beyond me. It's outside of my knowledge base on that one. Evil Ryu, obviously not great in the health department. Here's his tricky setup with the 2 hits. Yes, that's just, you got Seth.
It's like you said, most happy when he gets to play that kind of game.
Yeah. He loves it. He always will. But it's cool to see other aspects of his game developing. And now let's see, here's him switching. Playing totally cool, not even throwing Sonic Booms, standing forward.
Getting XSK Samurai to jump.
Well, XSK Samurai has been playing in sort of the counter mode again. Oh, wow, that was pretty cool. To avoid the vacuum, but the frame advantage not working out. Punko turning up the intensity a little bit here. The pace. Oh, big opportunity, doesn't come.
And there you see Punko's reputation actually helping him there. XSK Samurai knocked him down and backdashed to try to bait out an uppercut FADC.
Did he get him? No.
Not quite, but recovers a lot faster now, so it'll be harder to punish that.
And now, happy to try and close this out, saying, look, Samurai, like, you're the one that has to initiate. You can't just sit back there and play to counter my moves, which is how he succeeded in that round 1.
Ooh.
That's the second time he's run into that neutral jump.
Yeah, he was not expecting that at all. He saw him dash up, and maybe he looked like he was going to try to go for some cute little trick. Then the neutral jump just kind of threw off his plan and crouched right into the neutral jumping roundhouse.
Yeah, I want to see what Samurai's answer here is.
He looked great that first round.
But again, the only thing I didn't like about that is he was playing to counter Seth, just sort of assuming that Seth was going to be the one going on the offensive. When he was right the first round, he did great. Landed the crumples, and then when Punko switched it up and said, like, hey, I don't actually have to attack. Like, I could counter you from back here. And then Samurai's stuff fell apart a little bit. So, again, he's still sitting back. Finds one there. Okay,
yeah.
Little weight, double weight, and that should be, really strong stuff. All started from one scramble situation with low shorts.
I really like that. Vacuum and then just jump right over him. Get out of the corner.
Well, because everybody's trying to think about something else, and so you're like, bye-bye.
Oh, here we go from the front. So he's going to get some damage off of the Ultra 2. Wow, even at W, almost killed.
He's got the meter. Oh, wow. Wow.
That was pretty smart, because I think if he went for EX uppercut, maybe he was scared that Samurai was also going to do an EX uppercut.
Right,
that
in which case,
might have passed over the EX uppercut.
And who would have expected Stomp from that range, because he was so far back. He wasn't in range to really be easily uppercut.
Oh, is that cross-up dive kick? Ow.
Yeah.
That was like Yun style.
Thought of hitting something.
Okay,
this focus dash forward stuff. Okay, nice completion there from Samurai. Solid. Keeps it simple, gets the job done. keeps himself in this match because it is match point for Arkapa's Punko. Arcapa? Arcapa. Sometimes I say Punko, sometimes yeah.
It was the British pronunciation.
That's right.
You just wanted to add a little bit of that, you know, sophistication in class. Arcapa. All right. Ooh, he wanted to go for the hard knockdown. Didn't quite get it. Nice uppercut to challenge the wall dive. And Punko says, you know what? Speaking of challenge, I'm just going to uppercut you
Hold him there. Oh, that is so rarely blocked.
Ooh. Yeah, this is Punko's game now.
Wow, great series. Nice job to Samurai for basically surviving that. Oh, he baited it out. This. Wow, goes. Wow.
Oh, nice. Catches him with that standing forward poke. Punko is going to advance forward.
That was some great stuff by Punko, and I admire that he did not overcommit. He could have gone for it to try and close it out with even more pressure. He played it smart at the last. So in case of a scramble uppercut, in case of something shocking. So he basically avoided even letting potentially MCXKS. I don't know. Whenever I say the MC, I screw up his acronyms. He avoided even giving him the chance to try and turn it around by putting himself away and minimizing his risk, which I thought was a really cool thing to do. A lot of players would go in, want to bet big in those situations, and that's the way you get blown up by things like EXDPs and
oh, dang.
Wake Up Ultras.
We had an amazing match coming up written down in our notes, and yet this is not the one that was written in our notes, and here comes this match. This is even crazier.
Have you seen these guys play before?
I don't think I've
seen these guys play before. And that's, yeah, boxer on boxer. These guys are, yeah, obviously both extremely easy to love players. Always happy to watch PR Balrog. He's got sort of a limitless reserve of ability up against anything.
Oh, I thought you were about to say unlimited reserve of laughter, because that's true too.
That too. But that laughter can turn around. He gets angry, finds ways to get things done. He's a guy capable. Basically, you say this. This is a guy capable of making big plays. You know, and if we want to talk about it NFL style or whatever, you look at different quarterbacks and this guy's got a good arm, whatever. PR Balrog makes big plays.
Right.
That's as simple as I'll say it. Smug obviously has his own style, different kind of style in a lot of ways. Watching these guys go at it is going to be a rare treat for me.
Yeah. I mean, Smug, he gets in and gets to land his damage by playing really solid footsies, very good fundamentals, but footsies is one of PR Rog's strengths.
Very much so.
And even with a character less combo-oriented like Balrog, he gets that same kind of rushdown momentum that Smug gets. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Smug can impose his game on PR Rog, or if PR Rog's footsies might be able to keep himself safe.
And PR Rog's also the kind of guy that responds in a very strong way to challenges. Like if you try and shove something down his throat, if you rub his face in something, which is kind of Smug's entire game, PR Rog gets mad and elevates.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get to see a little bit of that on display.
Well, I was about to say, I guess PR Rog's not going to use Boxer, and he's going with Evil Ryu. But then we go back to the character. Okay.
Okay, he is, though.
Yeah, he is. He's going to stick with Evil Ryu.
It's a safer pick, I think, in this match. Not what I would have liked to see, but I'll forgive him.
I mean, it's kind of interesting because I feel like Balrog has better, you know, that distance we were talking about with Fei Long. Yeah. He's got better buttons at that range.
He's got the stand roundhouse and the fierce, the longer range sweep. Yeah, playing against Shotos, it's risky, and obviously Smug with a huge amount of experience against Shotos.
Yeah.
But also against Balrog, so what are you going to do?
All right, things are looking good so far for Smug. Oh, he baits it out.
Wow.
PR Rog just basically said, I'm going to show you that I'm willing to do this, and Smug said, yep, I know.
That was definitely what we call an experimental uppercut. Something to learn. You're making an announcement to the opponent and also hoping to learn some things about them.
But Evil Ryu definitely has some damage output potential, so Smug not out of the woodworks yet.
Yeah, the weird thing to me about this round so far is that PR Balrog's not dead yet. Like he basically gave up the game or that round like 22 seconds ago or something like that, and then just proceeded to not die for a long time. I mean, Smug didn't overcommit, but yeah.
And then he did end up losing, but to some very weird machine gun punch anti-air. Oh, again.
Wow. And Now he's in danger of that trap of being like, he'll never expect me to go for a crazy uncanceled uppercut twice.
Oh, no. Okay.
Boy. Smug is all over him.
Are we gonna a character switch?
Yeah, do we think we're going to see the switch to... Don't look at us.
Might be looking at himself on the Giant skin. Wow, he's going to stick
back
with Evil
into
Ryu.
He didn't show us a lot there.
Oh, smart. He's noticed that Smug has been on point with that standing forward anti-air, so he uses the dive kick to change the timing of his jump.
Wow. Yeah, that analysis is exactly correct. That's one of Dudley's liabilities, is a weak DP, especially before he has EX.
Yep.
And PR Balrog just opened that up as a possibility, correctly assessing the meter situation and Smug's responses.
What? And again, using that fake combo to get the back throw for the corner for these combos! What? Just like that!
Oh no, that's going to be it.
Wow.
Smug snatching it back after, I mean, you summed it up perfectly. PR Balrog made exactly the correct assessment of the situation, understood the meter situation at the beginning of the game, exploited it to max effect, took him right to the edge, and Smug still came back and stole the game away.
Yeah, that whole round was won because he dropped his own combo to get that back throw. That was exactly why he won there. And that's why it's just so smart for him to go for that. And then you see that Torch Sphere is trying to catch the back dashes.
We are already at match point for Team Pie's Smug. Oh. Oh! 20 times and 5 times in the face! No! Oh!
Well. Definitely not coming out of that with a couple of black eyes.
That's a stinger.
Ow.
Yeah.
So yeah, good job to Pie Smug there. Advancing on in the winner's bracket.
Smug just leaves like a psychic stink on you, like after you play. Like it's not fun, man. You remember it. It's like you remember it and you're like, that was notably unpleasant. It wasn't I lost. It was like it felt bad. Like,
oh man.
Yeah. Just little bonus stuff. Well, Pierrog, being good sport, gave him a drive-by good luck in the remaining matches.
Well, this was the match that we originally thought was going to come on before then. But this, again, a very, very strong matchup here. So you already see Ricky Ortiz. She's sat down here, and her opponent is going to be Mark Teddy. So we're going to have one of the best in offense going up against one of the best in defense. Ricky Ortiz, very well known for her amazing defense since, Alpha 3, CVS 2.
Yeah, Ricky, really interesting study in play styles. Definitely, as we talked about before, sort of a child of Choi, if you will, like John Choi and the basic fundamentals that were imbued into so many of the players here from NorCal. Then Ricky spending a lot of time out on the East Coast.
That's right.
Especially during the height of their sort of turtle style, so sort of learning from that dojo for a few years. Now back here out in NorCal, finding ways to get it done, and the tournament experience, so strong.
It's kind of like almost like a Batman thing, studying under all these different styles and teachers. You end up with all these different skills, and it's definitely made her one of the strongest players in the FGC today. And in fact, maybe in U.S. history.
The hybrid, yeah. No, I think that's absolutely fair to say.
So interestingly enough, Ricky looks like she's going to stick with Rufus. I know she's been learning a lot of Rolento, a lot of Rose. Special
tactics up against, Guy maybe in particular. Likes to, Ricky does like these sort of toe-to-toe, like quick, in-your-face, guess matches.
Right.
Of the style that Guy likes to play, and maybe just feels more comfortable playing this kind of style with Rufus.
I mean, the interesting part to me is that I know Mark has played a lot against Brent. So he has a lot of experience in this, but maybe that's what Ricky's kind of hoping for. Perhaps she thinks that if he's used to Brent.
Yeah, and I feel like the SoCal Rufuses, Justin notwithstanding, although those guys don't get a chance to play against Justin as often as they do against guys like Brent, has a very different style to me in terms of Rufus play than Ricky in particular. So we'll see. And Ricky obviously feels the confidence here.
All right, but here we go. Mark getting a good start this round.
Big damage.
Ooh.
Wow.
And there we see, just like when PR Rog tried to use the dive kick to change the jump timing, Mark doing the same thing with that elbow, countering the crouch strong. But here comes Ricky.
Not out of this by any stretch.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's punished right
Bet
there.
the farm on that one, and yeah. Letting it sail. Searching.
Oh, baited it out.
Wow.
Wow, it's going to use all that meter.
And Mark Teddy going a little YOLO. I guess Ricky believes that meter's coming back this early in the round.
Yeah, see, unfortunately now she has nothing left in the tank right now for any EX Messiah comebacks.
Great read from Mark there. Could smell Ricky wanted that setup.
I really love that jump back jab, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Just Ricky barely surviving that one.
Yeah.
Oh! And that's, yeah.
That should be it. No, maybe not quite.
Close.
Oh, wow,
Mark's
he's still alive. But then the EX Messiah right in the face.
Hesitation, yeah. Ricky pulled close, fires off EX Messiah. And Mark played well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he played really well and made some good choices. But Ricky, the thing there's me for Mark's chances are Ricky seemed very comfortable, even in situations like that, where Mark did explosive damage in the round that he won with big focus attacks and huge corner control, which he had before. Didn't seem to phase Ricky whatsoever.
Oh, mistimed the crouching strong again. Doesn't matter though. Gets in the corner. Gonna save the meter. Not gonna quite ultra just yet. Think she went for a throw, but.
Oh, baits it out. Good stuff from Mark.
Yeah, Mark hasn't been scared to do EX Hurricane right there. Probably delayed flip kick response from Messiah might not work against that at all.
And really nice stuff from Mark there, holding the line, not letting Ricky find the opportunities to get back in that match.
All right, so you see Mark using the focus a lot to try to counter the dive kick pressure from Ricky.
He's had pretty good success with it too.
Yeah. Even if he hasn't been able to hit Rufus on the delay of landing, he's been able to at least reverse the momentum.
Oh. It's getting a little frisky. Oh.
Very lucky for Mark that traded, but here comes Ricky.
Oh, still searching for it. Wants the Ultra.
Oh!
What?
But that's not going to work mid-screen.
Yeah, no, not.
But I mean, it's an anti-air without spending any resources. Yeah. Interesting choice.
Mark's still very much in this.
Oh!
Oh, answering back. Wow, backs off, trying to bait out the Messiah. Can he complete? Oh,
wow!
Mark Teddy, ladies and gentlemen. Still in it.
Woo.
Answering back. Evens up the games at 1 apiece.
And now we see a character. Oh, no, that was actually Mark who went to character select. Looks like he's just wanting to try to give himself a small break. Yeah. Because Ricky definitely is not changing characters, sticking with Rufus.
As we've talked about, Mark's an emotional player. Gets, has swings of like up. So I think he's smartly assessing his own state as being like, I might be too hype, a little overhyped.
Yep.
Let's just let it pass, get back into my groove, find my spot.
Oh, just got over.
Yeah. Ricky just dancing out of the way of that one. And now making Mark pay. This is, I think, Ricky at the strongest.
Right, goes for the little extra damage. Ooh, wow, the short caught the dive kick out of the air.
Yeah. When you make a play like that against a player like Ricky, you better be prepared to pay the price. Wow, good series from Mark.
Yeah, catching right up in there.
Oh. And the reversal challenges it. Still has a chance. Will it be a repeat of last round? Mark Teddy.
EX, not quite enough.
Wow, both respect from both sides. What? Oh! Mark Teddy
with the
back.
Clutch EX.
Even Mark can't believe it. That, so much respect for both sides. Genius play. Match point, Mark Teddy. Oh, crazy reads. The level of crazy. Will it be his best friend or his worst enemy? Ricky slowing it down a little bit, playing it very standard game. and in really strong position this round.
Yeah, but the life lead just hasn't necessarily meant anything for Ricky. You've seen how many times that she's had the life lead and still ended up losing that round. And you can see, like I said, that focus attack against the dive kick has been a key component of Mark's game. But there we go.
I really like the way Ricky played.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really solid round. Here it is. Final round, everybody.
And the audience all
the hush
standing, and you can see everyone lean forward on their chairs.
Mark drawing first blood. Oh, with the mix-up, he implies I'm going to throw by jumping with the short and then throws. Oh, out of there. Solid meter spend to escape the rush pressure from Ricky. And Ricky trying to see if Mark will overcommit.
Wow.
Good pressure there on the follow throw.
You can definitely see both of them really want to see.
That's the opening that Ricky needed.
Here we go, into the corner. Is it reach? Yes, it does.
Will reach, but it's not going to end the round. Mark sitting with plenty of resources and fires right away. I'm amazed Ricky gave him the opportunity to hit with that.
Oh!
Here comes Martetti. Can he do it 3 rounds in a row? Baits out the EX.
Oh! Lands the overhead mix-up.
He's going to try and chip it out. And
it's enough! It's enough! And Ricky Ortiz advances over Martetti.
Wow. And you can see Ricky talking to Justin saying, oh.
I knew that was going to chip. I had no questions.
Wow. Incredible play. Some really amazing comebacks from Mark.
But you saw that reaction from Mark. Kind of a smirk on his face because he knows that was just like that was a real Street Fighter fight right there, you know.
Read after read. Yeah, I don't know. It was that's a real highlight of the day for me so far, without question.
Yeah, you're going to be disappointed losing one like that, but at the same time, there's very few things that can bring as much kind of joy as playing a match like that with a good opponent.
I really want to credit Ricky too with also understanding the pace of the match, seeing that Mark had gone into sort of a zone of I'm trying to make big things happen, I'm trying to do, and like just playing a very measured, like I'm just going to play basic Rufus strats,
right?
Be smart, look for my opportunities, cash them in to the best of my ability. Yeah.
And here's the match that we mentioned earlier that was going to happen. We saw BJ Unchained defeat Chris T to have the right here to play in winners finals of their pool against Bonchan. And obviously, since this is winners finals, whoever wins this is going to make it into the semifinals bracket later today. And, wow, did you see that little exhale from BJ Unchained before he put on those headphones?
Never hurts. Mentally find your place, settle in. And, yeah, sort of weirdly, we happened to see on stream previously that Bonchan played Cody in his last match as well. So that could work sort of in BJ's favor or against. I don't know. Like, gets him thinking in the Cody mindset or... This
is funny because Bonchan in final round kind of had a similar situation where he played 3 Guiles in a row.
These slightly uncommon characters that just run into,
I think he played like Knuckle Doo, I'm Still the Daddy, and then Dominion, like 3 matches in a row.
There you go. All fine Guiles.
All right, so BJ Unchained, as we saw earlier, we mentioned, you know, we felt like he hadn't quite reached that level, but maybe he has. He defeated Chris T, who is
Chris T's, another guy sort of knocking on that door and trying to really mentally focused on breaking through.
Maybe it's about time we just give BJ Unchained the credit and just say, you know what, he's one of those guys that's right there.
Well, this is a perfect opportunity to prove it. Look at that.
I love it.
Dash in, a big nothing. And I like this adjustment already from BJ, who noticed, I think, that Crash had sort of overplayed at the beginning of the matches before Bonchan actually started attacking with fireballs.
Bonchan here.
Nice zonk.
Doing a good job at the start here. It's already drained BJ Unchained about halfway down. Good distancing, but still a little off for BJ, so Bonchan can still get the punish.
And Bonchan is in his sort of safe, solid place. Great punish there.
Oh, too close again,
And BJ overcommitting a little bit, and now going wild. And that's, you know, if that's the kind of game you want to play, whoa.
Really?
Whoa. That was like a double mind game.
I know.
Yeah. And the score comes up, meter reading Bonchan. Yeah, that is not safe from any distance against Sagat.
Not a huge amount of damage from the second hit of that stand roundhouse, but if you keep getting hit by those just every once in a while, they start to add up. Oh, here we go.
BJ finds the gap he needed. Good pressure. Hitting with the very latest part of that slide. Just relentless with it. Going for the red focus. BJ wants to style on him with the EX, and yes, closes it out.
Had an
great round.
Interesting read there. He said, you know what, Bonqian doesn't seem like he knows what to do about this move right now at this moment. I'm not going to give him a chance to think about it.
Yeah, that's a classic right play. Like, if you've got something that's working against your opponent, don't push yourself off that strat. You've got a winning strat, like, stick to it. Force them to rise to your occasion.
Bonqian's so good with those Kara uppercuts at those ranges where an empty jump is supposed to be safe. Oh, here we go.
Wow. And I think after BJ's explosion from last round, Bonqian a little bit. Oh, wow! Lands the red focus and the ultra.
Not going to be huge damage. Very low filled up ultra and off of the red focus.
So that'll be, we'll look back on this moment right now and decide whether that was genius or a big mistake to blow all of his resources there.
Oh, you saw him trying to go for those slides, not working this time. And now Bonqian.
He just turned it around like that with the short dash up like he was going to throw, and then blow. Beautiful stuff from Bonqian.
Oh, interesting.
Uh-oh. More slides.
Oh, he tried something.
He went for a zonk, I assume. I don't know, and it didn't come. Yep. Landing on the fireball. Really strong game from BJ. Elevated. I mean, that last round didn't feel quite as close as the actual life totals were, but he succeeded, I think, in his primary initiative, which is to shake up the wall that is Bonqian. Make him think twice.
Went for the frame trap, but Bonqian got the throw.
Now, is Bonqian throwing those fireballs at a different timing that's screwing up the zonk reversal?
Yeah.
Maybe BJ is just feeling a few nerves. Oh, no.
Yeah,
wow.
Careful with that. You don't want those trades. Sagat still can get the ultra off of it.
Big damage there.
Look at him just walk back.
Yep. Playing it completely careful, and this is the old Bonqian we saw, where I'm not going to overcommit to anything. You got to come at me, and I will counter your attempt.
Takes him with the classic CVS2, and now he's at match point.
Oh, beautiful follow. Smelled the focus attack would be the next option. Bonqian just looks unmovable here. Like, that's the situation. I just feel like BJ's every approach he's made here has been answered, and answered cleanly and powerfully.
And you see right there, just the wrong range for that. Oh, you see, yeah. Oh, here we go. I mean, I said the word range, and all the ranges that Bonqian have picked have been correct. Yeah. But here we go, BJ and Chain with an opportunity, has a lot of meter left.
He's going to cash in this damage, ultra. Let's see what he's got in the tank. It's now or never for BJ.
Ooh, here we go.
And it might be now.
One more mix-up.
Showing him respect on wake up. Oh, those slides. Oh, with the overhead. BJ pulling it back from the grave.
BJ Unchained is not going to go quietly.
NorCal on their feet for the prodigal son who has returned to the Bay. Oh, that's punishable.
Yeah.
And is. BJ still has a lot of work to do here. Put together a great sequence, and again,
just waiting for it.
He's just aware of all the options from the right range and ready with this counter.
Again, yeah, but just a little too early on the jab, hit on a later active frame, wasn't able to buffer, it looked like.
Oh, another Kara uppercut like you talked about. Very dominant. The spacing, and this could be the end of BJ unless he's got another magic rabbit in his hat.
Safe jump timing. Oh! Tricks him.
Again! What?
Close to stun, perhaps.
Yes! He got it! BJ Unchained!
Wow!
The second magic rabbit. The crowd erupts on that one, and justifiably so. Whoa. Whoa.
This is what we love about. I love it even when you see top players with their mouth agape. Yeah. Like, how did that even happen?
That was ridiculous.
Everything, Bonchan had everything under control, but then
What?
a couple of zonks here.
Bonchan on tilt now? Fierce uppercut? He didn't do anything nearly that risky in the first 5 rounds of this match.
And again, he did it again. It was, I mean, it worked that time, the fierce uppercut, but it's
showing, yeah, risk taking, thinking he needs to change the way he's playing against this crazy guy. And that's exactly what BJ needs, because any sort of passivity like that creates problems for him. If he's being more active, it creates a lot more opportunities for Cody's shenanigans.
Oh, not going to be quite a crumple there.
Oh, wow.
This time it wasn't ready for the low jab like it was.
Yeah, that's been answered correctly by Bonchan every single time previously. What? 3 in a row!
3 in a row! Bonchan was positive a zonk was coming that time, but he's not going to happen.
Scared. He's running scared of the zonk. And the zonk, what kind of reversal is that? It's like the worst reversal in the game.
Bonchan now facing against a match point.
Okay, now he's got to look inside. Okay.
Okay,
but he got away with it.
Yep.
And another zonk.
Okay, here we go.
Punish.
Yeah.
Will he go for it?
The meter on
no,
the
he didn't have the ultra.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to worry about it. Now Bonchan.
Ooh, wake up low strong, but
little drop. What? The zonk! And the throw. He was worried about another zonk. Okay. Oh! EX! Easy. BJ Chain.
Get it inside.
Hit.
He did.
Oh, practice. BJ Chain. NorCal. Bonchan going home. BJ on Chain with the most incredible sequence.
You have just seen right now, we talked about it earlier, this man has graduated into tournament threat.
I don't, yeah. This is a standing O, a well-deserved standing O.
Yeah, I was fully expecting BJ and Chain to be sent to losers bracket and have to go up against Chris T again, perhaps. But no, it is Bonchan who is being sent into losers bracket. He will have to go up against potentially Chris T or whoever's coming out of the losers bracket. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Street Fighter. This is Capcom Pro Tour hype. All right. The two of us are just out of breath here.
I'm like running the numbers through my head and like, well, okay, what just happened there?
Well,
that's one to look back on.
Well, while we sit here and try to process what just happened, let's take it over to Mike Ross. He is going to be talking to the #1 representative of Mad Catz, Mr. Markman himself. Let's take it over, Mike Ross.
What's going on, everybody? I'm joined here right now by Mark Mann, official community manager of Team Mad Catz. We have seen an amazing match just now. How are you enjoying your time here at NorCal Regionals?
Man, that last match, Mike, how are you holding your composure?
Because I'm a professional. We are going to talk with that man very shortly. Yeah, no, he's going crazy right now. We're going to let him calm down. We're going to talk to him. But I want to talk to you real quick. I want to know, you've enjoying yourself here. What do you have to show us this week?
Well, it was nice seeing you at Final Round, by the way. So we're now here at NorCal Regionals, the next premier event, and Mad Catz is very happy to be a premier sponsor for the Capcom Pro Tour. One of the things that we wanted to show off to the people again is we're doing this new limited edition arcade stick, our orange TE fight stick that's going to be coming out later on this summer. You guys will probably see it on the screen later on, but that's going to be coming soon for PS4 and PS3. This is the Rivals Edition, Tournament Edition 2 stick, and we'll announce more information on how you can get it. We're kind of targeting the Comic-Con Evo timeframe, so everyone that's going to be coming for that, they'll be able to buy it at the events. They'll also have a chance to pre-order it online.
Excellent. Well, Mark, you've been traveling around to all of these tournaments, showing some love, supporting the FGC like you always do. Where can we see you next?
Well, Mad Catz will be at Northwest Majors, and we'll also be at Combo Breaker. So those are both ranking events for the Pro Tour. We're thinking about going out to Texas Showdown as well. We're working on it. But, of course, we'll be at all the premier events for the rest of the year around the world. So we'll be supporting the scene as much as we can, as long as we can. Not just the Street Fighter scene, just the fighting game scene in general.
Excellent, Mark. Well, how confident are you? I mean, you've seen so much competition here. How confident are you in your boy for the rest of this weekend?
Well, man, I honestly thought Bonchan was going to take this event, and we just saw he got destroyed. But, I mean, I always got to have faith in Daigo. You got to have a little faith in Daigo all the time. You can't count him out.
Absolutely, Mark. We all do. Everybody does. Thank you so much for your time this weekend. I'll chat up with you later. And now we got another special interview coming in, tagging in right now. Mr. BJ Unchained, congratulations on your match. Everybody's all excited for you. You did wonderful. How excited are you for defeating Bonchan?
Honestly, I'm a little like I don't know what to think anymore. I can't believe it happened. You know, like I was telling myself that I was just gonna do it. You know, the whole time, and then now that it's happened, I'm not really sure what to think anymore.
After that first game when you were down a little bit and you came back, you defeated Bonchan in that second game to bring it to the third game. Everybody saw you on camera. Some people in the crowd started to call 911 because it looked like you were about to have a heart attack on stage. What was going through how did you feel?
My body was literally like heaving, like I was like, my body was, like, chest was heaving, right? And I think it was just like my instant, like, dude, you gotta like breathe slow. Like you gotta like just breathe in the air, right? That's all I was thinking about, honestly, because like every time I lose a match, I'm like, I wasn't calm enough, you know, whatever, right? So I'm just trying to keep my mental game in check and just not really thinking about the game until I just press rematch and then just get into it, you know? But
that's the right way. Now, we saw you do some crazy stuff. We saw you jumping in. We saw you mixing it up with the EX Zong, and we saw you mixing it up with the throw. Did you have some tech behind that, or were you playing from here?
No, I was playing straight from the heart. After he was hitting me a couple of times, and I was trying to open him up my defensively, right? I started getting, I don't know, like I don't want to say I got a read on him, you know, because you know it's fucking Bonchan, it's Bonchan, right? But
you got a read on him.
I was comfortable with the reads that I was making. I was like, I think this is gonna hit, and I need to do this right now to be able to get that hit. I don't know. Just yeah, it came to me, man. But it came straight from the heart. No mathematical, no left or right. It's all hitting and all grabbing. Yeah.
Yo, man. Well, congratulations and best of luck to you throughout the tournament, man.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, we're gonna go back over to the casters.
All right, once again,
we're going to be on a short break, ostensibly to set up for the semifinals, but also so we could all just go dance around.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. I think we all need a little bit of break. So yeah, let's take a quick break right now. Once again, shout outs to all of our sponsors there, Mad Cats, Egg Split, Turtle Beach and such. So. But in the meantime, let's all gather ourselves, and when we come back, we'll be calculated and calm and gathered as you know as possible.
All right.